There's a silence that arrives before every great change. It's the moment when the world stops answering your calls, when the people you once leaned on start fading away, and the only voice left is your own. It's in that silence that truth begins to speak, and what it tells you is simple. No one is coming to save you. That's not a threat. It's not punishment. It's a wake-up call. The ancient Stoics believed that peace, strength, and freedom are not things others can hand to you. They are things you earn through radical self-responsibility, through the quiet and often painful work of taking ownership of your own mind. Marcus Aurelius ruled an empire devoured by war, betrayal, and plague. Yet through it all he kept returning to his journal, not as an emperor but as a man in search of clarity. He reminded himself, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Pause for a moment and let that thought sink in. You have power over your mind, not over the world. Not over people, not over fate. How often do we forget that? We rage against what we cannot change. We wait for someone to understand, to fix, to save us. But the Stoics knew that waiting is the most dangerous form of wasting life. If you want to fix your life, you must first fix your mind. And to do that, you'll need something far stronger than positivity or comfort. You'll need rules, not gentle suggestions, but brutal principles, the kind that strip away illusion and force you to rise. This isn't about feeling good. It's about rebuilding yourself from the inside out, brick by brick, discipline by discipline. In this video, you'll learn 9 brutal Stoic rules that can rebuild your character. They are not soft. They will not flatter you. They may even hurt at first, but what they break is weakness, and what they build is strength. These lessons were born from lives carved by suffering, from Epictetus, who was enslaved yet freer than most kings, from Seneca, who faced his death with unshaken calm, and from Marcus Aurelius, who ruled the mightiest empire on earth while losing almost everything he loved. These men didn't just survive, they became unbreakable. They proved that wisdom is not born in comfort, but in confrontation with pain. By the end of this journey, you'll walk away with 9 timeless tools to become calmer, stronger, and more disciplined in a world addicted to chaos, distraction, and noise. But before we begin, understand this. Rule number 2 will be the hardest to accept. Yet once you do, it will tear down the walls that have been holding you back. So here's your challenge. If you're ready to stop blaming and start building, write this down right now. Discipline over everything. Let's see who's serious about mastering their mind. Because this isn't a motivational video. This is Stoic Diary, and this is where your excuses come to die. Rule number 9. No one is coming to save you. Epictetus once said, while you breathe, you still have power over yourself. Those words came from a man who owned nothing, not even his freedom. In ancient Rome, being a slave meant you were invisible. No rights, no future, no voice. And yet from that silence, Epictetus forged one of the most powerful truths ever spoken. Stop waiting. No mentor is coming. No savior is coming. The world does not owe you rescue. And strangely enough, that's exactly what makes you free. Because the moment you stop waiting for rescue is the moment you realize your own strength. You are not helpless. You are responsible. Imagine this in today's world. You're burnt out, exhausted. You reach out for a hand, a fix, an answer, but no one replies. The messages stay unread. The world keeps moving, indifferent. That moment feels cruel, but it isn't. It's revelation. It's life showing you who you are when the noise fades, when there's no applause, no reassurance, no one to tell you what to do next. In that silence, you meet the real you. The one who acts not because it's easy, but because it's the only path that leads to freedom. Epictetus taught that freedom begins the moment you stop expecting life to rescue you. That's the foundation of Stoic power. So write this down in your mind: no one is coming. And understand what that means. It means you are not a victim. You are the builder. You are the force. When you accept that, you become unshakable. You become what the Stoics called sovereign, governed not by luck, not by chance, but by choice. But Marcus Aurelius discovered something even deeper, something that explains why most people never reach peace, even after they stop waiting for others. If no one is coming to save you, then the next question is, can you save yourself from yourself? That leads us to rule number 8. Control the inner battlefield. In the last rule, we learned this. You cannot wait for someone to save you. And once you've accepted that truth, a deeper battle begins, the one inside your own mind. Because the external world will always be unstable, unpredictable, and wild. It has always been that way. And it always will be. You cannot bend reality entirely to your will, but there is one fortress no one can invade, unless you open the gates yourself, your mind. That is the battlefield that matters most. If your thoughts are scattered, reactive, or ruled by fear, then no matter what you build, wealth, titles, recognition, it will all crumble the moment life turns against you. You might achieve success but still feel hollow. You might be praised yet remain anxious. You might appear powerful, yet live as a slave to your own emotions. And that is the tragedy most people never see. To conquer the world, yet lose control of the self. This truth has never been sharper than it is today. Look around. We live in an age of fragile minds. Consider the person who collapses under online criticism, shattered by strangers they will never meet, or the leader who spends years building something meaningful, only to crumble overnight because of circumstances beyond control. The difference between them and those who endure is never in what happens. It is always in how they respond. The Stoic refuses to surrender their mind to chaos. They do not waste their strength on what belongs to fortune. They do not try to control the uncontrollable. Instead, they return again and again to the same commandment: master your perception, master your response, master yourself, because everything begins and ends there. That is the line between being ruled by emotion and being ruled by principle. So remember this: you do not win at life by conquering others. You win by conquering yourself. The storms outside will never stop raging. Betrayals will come. Loss will visit you. The weight of responsibility will never fully leave. But if your inner fortress holds, if your mind is trained, steady, and disciplined, no wave can break you. Imagine yourself as a lighthouse in violent waters. The sea roars, the wind screams, waves crash endlessly, and yet the light remains, unshaken, immovable, a beacon of calm amid chaos. That's not fiction. That's what happens when you gain mastery of the mind. That's the essence of survival, and that is freedom, because to control the war inside is to free yourself from the tyranny of everything outside. That's why rule number 8 isn't optional. It is survival. Control the inner battlefield, or the outer world will control you. But before we move on, prepare yourself, because the next truth, the one Seneca left behind, cuts deeper than any before it. It will force you to question every comfort you've ever trusted. It will make you ask whether the things you call security have truly made you strong, or quietly made you weak. Rule number 7. Comfort is the silent killer. Seneca, one of the wealthiest men in Rome, lived surrounded by luxury, servants, and power. He had everything the world insists we need to be happy. And yet, no one warned more urgently than he did about the hidden danger of comfort. He wrote, "We are more often frightened than hurt, and we suffer more in imagination than in reality." Those words cut to the core of human weakness, because our pain rarely comes from the world itself. It comes from how soft we've become toward it. Comfort lulls us into fragility, and fragility magnifies pain. That is why Seneca trained himself against ease. He practiced discomfort on purpose. He would lie on the hard floor instead of his fine bed. He would wear coarse clothing instead of silk. He would eat plain bread and cheap food when he could have feasted like a king. Why? Because he understood what others deny. Comfort breeds dependence, and dependence breeds fear. If your peace depends on hot meals, perfect weather, soft beds, or constant praise, then you've chained yourself to the conditions of the world. And a chain is still a chain, no matter how golden it looks. Now look at our modern world. Everywhere life revolves around comfort. One tap delivers food. One click delivers entertainment. One swipe delivers distraction. At first it feels like progress, but comfort carries a hidden poison. When ease becomes expectation, discomfort becomes unbearable. The smallest adversity, hunger, effort, rejection, silence, feels like an attack. People break not because life is crueler now, but because they've never been hardened by challenge. Seneca was right. And then when life finally strikes, and as it always will, they shatter instantly. Illness, loss, failure, betrayal. It's never that the storm was too strong. It's that their foundation was too weak. They never trained their spirit to stand. We ended the last rule with a warning. Comfort feels good, but it quietly steals your strength. And when life finally tests you, you realize you've built your foundation on sand, because comfort builds your life like a house of glass. It looks beautiful. It shines in the light. But the moment a stone comes, it explodes. The Stoic chooses differently. To the Stoic, hardship isn't a curse. It's the forge, the place where the heat of adversity shapes the soul into iron. Cold sharpens endurance. Hunger teaches discipline. Rejection strengthens resolve. And solitude builds self-reliance. The Stoic doesn't seek pain out of masochism, but out of understanding. Because the one who learns to live with discomfort has nothing left to fear. That's why the Stoic walks freely where others are enslaved. He's free, not because life is easy, but because he no longer depends on ease to survive. Seneca lived among riches, yet refused to let riches own him. Every day he practiced a quiet rebellion, sleeping on the ground instead of his bed, wearing rough cloth instead of silk, eating simple bread instead of delicacies. Why? Because he needed to remember, I do not need these things. I am strong without them. It was his way of whispering to himself, comfort is pleasant, but it is not strength. Comfort feels safe, but it leaves you unprepared. It makes life smoother, but it makes you weaker. Until one day life asks something greater of you and you find there's nothing left to give. Comfort feels good until it costs you your resilience. And once resilience is gone, nothing external can replace it. No wealth, no recognition, no status. That's why rule number 7 isn't just advice. It's a warning. If you worship comfort, you will lose the strength to live. But if you train for discomfort, if you deliberately choose the harder path, if you learn to sit with hunger, silence, and struggle, then nothing the world throws at you will ever break you again, because each moment of discomfort is a rehearsal for life itself. Each small challenge is the sharpening of the blade, and yet, as Seneca warned against ease, Epictetus went further. He warned against something even more dangerous: not your comforts, but your excuses. Because if comfort weakens the body, excuses enslave the mind. Rule number 6. Your excuses are your chains. Epictetus, born into slavery, knew the psychology of limitation more intimately than anyone alive. He lived without rights, without freedom, without control over even the smallest details of his existence. And yet, from that darkness came a sentence so sharp it still cuts through centuries. It's not things that disturb us, but our judgments about them. One line, and every excuse we've ever repeated to ourselves collapses. Because if suffering is not dictated by what happens, but by how we interpret what happens, then pain is not simply inflicted, it is sustained. And what is sustained by you is your responsibility. In ancient Rome, Epictetus had every reason to surrender to despair. He could have pointed to his chains and said, "This is why I cannot." He could have blamed his masters, his circumstances, his lack of freedom. But he refused. Instead, he declared, "I can, because I govern my own will." He turned what was meant to degrade him, his condition of slavery, into proof that no one can enslave the human mind without consent. Where others saw chains, he saw an opportunity to test his inner freedom. And in doing so, he transformed limitation into liberation. That's the essence of Stoicism: to take what was meant to break you and use it as the raw material to rebuild your strength. Today, excuses wear modern clothes. They sound polite. They sound reasonable. I'm too tired. I didn't get the chance. No one understands me. But beneath every line, the Stoic hears the same truth. Every excuse is another link in the chain you forge yourself. And the more you repeat them, the heavier they grow. Until one day you're not shackled by your past, but by your own words. The person who says, "I can't," doesn't realize what they're giving away. They're surrendering their power, slowly, quietly, until they no longer own the only freedom that ever truly mattered: the freedom to act. Think of the person who blames everything around them: the bad boss, the bad luck, the bad timing. Their life doesn't stay stuck because they're incapable. It stays stuck because they've accepted the identity of a victim. And once you call yourself a victim, you stop trying to change. You stop reaching for solutions. You wait again for someone else to save you. But we already know how that story ends. No one is coming. The Stoic refuses this poison. He refuses to live chained by his own excuses. He acts even when uncertain. He rises and even when afraid. Because he knows, the moment you take responsibility, you become free. In the last rule, we saw what happens when excuses die. The mind stands naked before truth. And from that truth, a new kind of strength is born. Because the Stoic may be beaten, dismissed, abandoned, misunderstood, but he does not make excuses. He adapts, he endures, he builds. That's why he becomes unbreakable. Not because life spares him, but because he refuses to surrender the will to rise. Here's the truth stripped bare. Your limitations are not imposed. They are chosen. They live as long as your excuses live. Break the excuses and the chains fall away. Keep them and you will carry them forever. No one else is holding you back, only you. Say it until it burns through the lies. My excuses are my chains. And if I want to be free, I must break them. But be warned, The next truth cuts even deeper. Rule number 5 isn't gentle. It isn't forgiving. It tears through the last refuge of pride, and once you see it, you can never unsee it. Rule number 5. You are not special. Marcus Aurelius, ruler of the greatest empire of his age, a man who commanded armies and shaped the fate of millions, sat alone with a pen in hand and wrote these haunting words to himself. Soon you will have forgotten all things, and all things will have forgotten you. Think about that. The most powerful man on earth, reminding himself that he too will be forgotten. He could have believed he mattered more than anyone else. He could have let his crown feed his ego. But instead he chose humility. Why? Because ego clouds judgment. Ego blinds us to reality. The moment you start believing you are above others, that you are extraordinary, untouchable, unique, you stop growing, you stop learning. You stop seeing the world as it is, and that is where decline begins. The Stoics never glorified being special. They didn't praise uniqueness for its own sake. They honored universality, the understanding that you are one among billions. You hunger as others hunger. You fear as others fear. You love, you lose, you suffer, you die. Just like every human who has ever walked this earth, your pain is not a cosmic punishment. Your struggle is not a private tragedy. They are simply human things, shared across generations, across centuries. And the moment you believe your pain is unique, your suffering sacred, your burden heavier than anyone else's, you begin to grow fragile, because that belief feeds entitlement, self-pity, and emotional weakness. It's the seed of ego in disguise. And yet, in today's world, we are taught the exact opposite. We are told over and over again, you're amazing just the way you are. You're perfect. You're enough. But that message doesn't strengthen you. It sedates you. It comforts you into stagnation. It makes you soft. Imagine a person raised from birth to believe they are special, above criticism, beyond failure. They expect life to bend to their feelings, the world to meet their expectations. They believe the universe owes them understanding, comfort, and success. Then reality arrives. They lose, they're rejected. They fail, and what happens? They collapse. They shatter into pieces, because their worth was built on illusions. They spent their whole life standing on a pedestal that felt high, but was hollow. And when life shook the ground, the pedestal broke first. That's why the Stoic tears down that pedestal before it collapses. He knows you are not owed success. You are not owed comfort. You are not owed understanding. You earn them, or you live without them. And either way, you remain steady. The Stoic strength doesn't come from being special. It comes from being grounded, from knowing that he is no more and no less than any other soul walking this earth. That humility is what frees him. Because when you stop needing to be special, you finally start to become real. We ended with a truth most people never want to face, that you are not special. And strangely enough, that realization is not a loss. It's liberation, because life doesn't owe you praise. It doesn't owe you recognition. There is no contract that says the world must treat you gently. What you do owe, what you owe to yourself, is effort, responsibility, and humility. The discipline to act, the courage to face what's difficult, and the clarity to accept what you cannot change. That is the foundation of real. If you are not special, then your flaws are not permanent scar. They are lessons, changeable, improvable, temporary. If you are not special, then your failures are not destiny, and they're just steps. The same kind countless others before you have walked and survived. To be not special is to finally be free. Free to fall, free to rise again, free to live without the crushing weight of believing the world owes you something unique. Repeat this until it becomes unshakable. I am not special. I am responsible. Because responsibility is the antidote to ego. It shifts your focus away from what you think you deserve and toward what you must do. And when you truly live by that rule, prepare yourself, because the next truth cuts deeper. Rule number 4, kill what makes you weak. Rule number 4 will demand that you confront the habits, excuses, and indulgences you've tolerated within yourself for far too long. And then it will ask you to do the hardest thing of all, to let them die. Seneca once wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, but because we do not dare that they are difficult." Behind that single line lies a brutal truth. The problem isn't out there. It's in here, inside you. If you want to grow, you must destroy the parts of yourself that keep you small. The Stoics were not sentimental. They didn't nurture weakness. They cut it out, cleanly, decisively. Pride, laziness, self-pity, addiction, procrastination, fear. Whatever stood in their way, they faced it without mercy. Because to carry dead weight within yourself is to enter every battle already defeated. Think about it. A person who says they want discipline, but still welcomes every distraction. A person who says they want peace but feeds their anxiety with every scroll, every complaint, every excuse. That person isn't losing because the world is cruel. They're losing because they refuse to kill the habits and thoughts that weaken them. The modern world says, be kind to yourself. But the Stoic answers, be honest with yourself. And if honesty reveals behaviors that make you soft, reactive, dependent, you must let them die. Not later, now. Killing what makes you weak doesn't mean being harsh or cruel. It means refusing to let your lower self run your life. It means sacrificing comfort for growth. It means looking in the mirror and saying, this part of me is not serving who I want to become, and then acting on it. Repeat it again and again. If it weakens me, it has no place in me. That is how the Stoic evolves, by burning away what no longer belongs, by choosing rebirth over stagnation. But what comes next strikes even deeper, because the next rule reveals why most people never find peace, no matter how hard they chase it. Rule number 3, stop chasing peace outside yourself. Marcus Aurelius, in the midst of wars, betrayals, and endless noise, wrote something that sounds less like an emperor and more like a monk. Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul. He commanded armies. He decided the fate of nations, and yet he knew that the fiercest and most important battle was not the one soaked in blood and steel, but the one fought silently in the mind. What set him apart from so many rulers was his understanding of a paradox. To conquer others means little if you have not first conquered yourself. That is the essence of Stoicism, the reminder that the greatest empire you will ever rule is your own spirit. We imagine peace will come with vacations, relationships, wealth, achievements, and for a moment, perhaps it does, but those moments are fleeting. They rise and fall like tides. They depend on circumstances, and circumstances belong to fortune, and fortune is fickle. If your calm depends on these things, then your calm isn't real. It's borrowed, fragile, waiting to collapse with the next storm. In the last rule, we saw the illusion of chasing peace in the outside world. The endless running, the scrolling, the moving, the hoping that somewhere else, somehow, life will finally quiet down. But the Stoic knew this truth well. Peace is not something you stumble upon. It's not found in a new city, a quieter room, or another escape. Peace is something you forge from within. Picture a person constantly running from noise, closing apps, avoiding people, switching cities, but never realizing that the real noise isn't outside them, it's within. And so no matter where they go, they carry the storm along. The chaos follows not because the world is loud, but because they never learned to silence themselves. And until they face their truth, every escape only leads them deeper into restlessness. That's why Stoicism insists that peace is not passive. It isn't something you find, it's something you build. You build it through mastery. Mastery of your thoughts, mastery of your reactions, mastery of the self that used to panic, complain, or crave control. You build peace by refusing to be enslaved by impulse, by quieting that endless inner whisper that says, "I'll feel better when." The Stoic answers differently. Feel better now because your soul is yours to govern, and you already possess what you seek. Peace, then, is not an accident of circumstance. It's the result of discipline, attention, and sovereignty over one's mind. You can't control the chaos outside you. You can't stop betrayal, misfortune, or the cruelty of chance. But you can decide whether those forces are allowed inside your mind. You can choose whether they shape your mood, steal your day, or dictate your life. That's where true freedom begins, not in controlling events, but in refusing to let events control you. So repeat this until it becomes your shield. I will not seek peace in places I cannot control. Etch that into your mind as armor, because now comes the hardest truth of all. This is the rule most people spend their lives avoiding, but it's also the one that sets you free. Peace will never be given to you by the world. You must give it to yourself. Rule number 2. You are responsible for everything. Epictetus didn't sugarcoat this. He said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. Why? Because taking full responsibility often looks insane to those who prefer to live in blame. But the Stoic knows, until you take responsibility for everything in your life, even what isn't your fault, you will never be free. This rule doesn't mean self-blame. It means ownership, total ownership. A bad childhood? It's still your responsibility to heal. A toxic environment? It's still your responsibility to choose your response. Life isn't fair, and Stoicism accepts that without complaint. Because fairness is irrelevant, power lies in action. Imagine someone who refuses to play the victim. Their parents failed them. Their job failed them. Their partner betrayed them. And still, they rise. Not because it was easy, but because they decided, this is mine to face. The world tells you, you're broken and someone else must fix you. Stoicism says, you may be broken, but it's your duty to rebuild yourself. No one else can. No one else should, because the person who rebuilds themselves becomes unbreakable. This is the most brutal rule, the rule that ends every excuse, silences every complaint, and leaves you standing before the mirror with only one question left. Will you rise or remain? So say it out loud. I am responsible for everything. That is my power. Because the moment you take ownership, you reclaim control over your choices, your emotions, your destiny. If you've made it this far, you're not just watching a video. You're transforming, but this isn't the end, it's the beginning of a new kind of discipline, a quieter kind of strength, the kind that grows not from comfort, but from clarity. Let's go back for a moment. We've walked through 9 brutal Stoic rules, and each one struck something soft inside you, not to hurt you, but to harden what must become unbreakable. Rule number 9 reminded you, No one is coming to save you. Rule number 8 taught you, master the inner battlefield. Rule number 7 warned, comfort is the silent killer. Rule number 6 shattered excuses, revealing them as the chains you chose to wear. Rule number 5 stripped your ego bare with the truth. You are not special. Rule number 4 demanded, kill what makes you weak. Rule number 3 showed that peace is never out there. It must be built within. Rule number 2 gave you the ultimate weapon, radical responsibility for everything in your life, and beyond them all. Rule number 1 whispered softly, accept the unknown, embrace uncertainty as your teacher. 9 rules. 9 truths. 1 purpose. Fix your mind and you fix your life. Now comes your challenge. This week, choose just one of these rules and then live by it fully. No shortcuts. No excuses. No half measures. Whether it's rejecting comfort, killing a weakness, or taking full responsibility, pick one and commit to it for the next 7 days. Don't keep it to yourself. Declare it. Write it in the comments. This week I live by rule the 100 kangs. Tell the world. And more importantly, tell yourself. Because the one that challenges you most is the one that can change you most. If you've made it here all the way to the end, you've already proven something powerful. You don't run from truth. You don't click away when it gets uncomfortable. You stay, you face it, you grow. So before you leave, say this one last time, I choose strength, because that phrase means more than you think. It means no more waiting, no more blaming, no more wishing. It means becoming the kind of person the world cannot break. This is Stoic Diary. And you didn't just watch a video today. You made a decision. Thank you for staying until the end. If this message spoke to you, hit subscribe, share it with someone who needs it, and join us for the next journey.